Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for kickoffs and kick-ons.
Hey! Yes, g'day and welcome to Kickoffs and Kick-Ons, the KOKO Show. It is 3 rugger buggers and 1 bugger that needs a rug. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh,
Nice.
Like you guys, what
Is
is
that
it?
why you're wearing a beanie?
It is, yeah. Because, we haven't booked that ticket to Turkey yet,
Not
have we,
yet.
boys?
Oh, we haven't got the subscribers yet.
Oh, we will soon. What is the show, you're asking? Well, it's just 3 gents talking oval balls over a few chilled lagers. Is that the best way to describe it?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, what a weekend of big dog footy it was. Full of big dogs. Down here in the Southern Hemisphere, it was 1v2. It was the Hurricanes taking on the Blues. Couple of big dogs just duking it out. What a game.
Dogging
it
out.
was. Oh, mate, they were just dogging it out. And an amazing result. That and a lot more superb rugby we will get into in the pod. Then, of course, the big dog international rugby that returned. The Wallaroos, they had their first hit out under Joanne Yap. Unfortunately, they went down to those maple leaf loving mother Canuckers. Lost to them. We will get into that in the pod. Finally, up there, the Northern Hemisphere Legends, the NHLs. There was a lot of big dog results for the big dogs, wasn't there? As we saw, Leinster, they put 60 onto, who was it? The Ospreys and then the Saints.
The Ospreys.
Ospreys. Wolf. Yep.
Ospreys.
Yeah, it's the Ospreys.
The Ospreys. Yep. And then the SAINTS, the Saints.
Yep.
They put 90 on Gloucester.
Wow.
I'm kidding, Gloucester.
Yeah, that's some big scores.
Big results, lots of points for the big doggies up there. Now, it is big dog football everywhere.
Oof.
And we are the show with the biggest dog. So let me please introduce to you our 3 BIGDOGGs. First of all, our resident Kelpie.
Oh, hold on. I'm not a double.
No,
I'm
No,
not
you're a
double G.
single G.
I only got 71. Tick swoops.
Let me do that
Double
again.
G status.
Let me introduce our 2 big DOGGs and our 1 big DOG.
Just a PUPPY.
First of all, our resident Kelpie. He's fast, he's loyal, he hates missing out on fun and can get a bit nippy. Also, he can dig amazing holes, sometimes so deep that he struggles to get out of them. It's Drew Mitchell.
Hey.
Second of all, it's our resident Beagle, a loyal house dog, but when let out and not on a leash, goes wandering.
Yep.
He has an amazing sense of smell. This dog can smell a good time from a mile away. It's Adam Ashley Cooper. Welcome, Swoop.
Thanks, mate.
Finally, it's our Jack Russell. Our little Jack Russell. So much energy. We need to take him out to exercise at least 4 times a day. Does a lot of barking, is all chest with little legs, and actually takes a bit longer than most breeds to be toilet trained. It is Matt Kiddo. Welcome, DOGGs and DOG. Let's start with the weekend. Swoop, how was your weekend?
Oh, I was babysitting all weekend again. Wouldn't believe it.
Your
it's
kids,
great.
though? Your kids?
Yeah, my kids.
How'd you go? Because it was wet all weekend.
Oh, mate, nightmare.
Was it?
Started off with soccer on Saturday, and then after that, we were fucked.
Yeah.
Nothing planned.
So what'd you do? What do you do? Do you put them in front of a screen or...
I just drove them around in the Sportage all day. Put them to sleep. Bit of sleep dust. Perfect.
Just getting the K's up.
Just getting the K's up.
Not going anywhere in particular, just driving.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Audio books or something in
A
there?
little, a bit of that.
Wiggles?
But unfortunately, I triggered my 2500 service. So now I've got to get the car service. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I try and do the right thing. And now I'm up
You're
for
going to get stung for a service?
now I'm going to get stung for a service. But it's complimentary, so that'll do.
Oh, that's good.
It's just going to take up 2 hours of my time on Thursday.
Oh, no. And they'll find something, mate.
They will find
always
something.
do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Anyway, but no, apart from that, no, good weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Biv,
Yeah.
you sent a little something on the WhatsApp. Were you
Oh,
out
yeah,
running around again?
I strapped the boots on again. I've obviously played a few games of significance to myself throughout my career, but it's a first. At 40 years old, I first ticked that box to play alongside in the same game with my dad and my 2 older brothers in the same game. So out at North Sydney Oval on the weekend.
Great oval.
Yeah, great oval. And yeah, my brothers and also father, former and current serviceman in the army, and my oldest brother Zane's the current head coach of the men's army side, and they had I guess the end of the ADF series against Air Force and Navy on the weekend, and there was an old boys game before the women's game, and then after that was the men's. But an old boys game against Navy, and I lined up for the Army old boys, and a couple of the Navy guys asked for my enlistment papers, and I said, look, I've worn the Army belt more times than probably most of these soldiers, but I just wore it around my ass when I was getting disciplined as a kid. And yeah, no, it was a great occasion to get out there and play alongside. At one point, there was all four of us Mitchells in the back line. Unfortunately, it was in defence. But yeah, it was good fun.
Now, we've sent that to you, Gits. So it's the old thing, if you can press play, 3, 2, 1. We've got vision of you playing here at North Sydney Oval. Have you pressed play there, Gits?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
Here we go.
Crowd
Talk us through it, Drew.
So we were just about to run out in front of the guard of honour from the women's and the men's teams, and that's my brother, the captain, right at the start. But they told him as he was about to go to stop and wait, and then he couldn't. His weight was already going too far. He slipped over. Now, look, obviously the age demographic was probably a little bit older.
Big hit there, Drew.
Some people had different coloured shorts. They had different rules around what you could and couldn't do. And then, yeah, look, this is just playing. My brother said, "Oh, look, I'll come across." He had a big night the night before, so he wasn't seeing them too well, but yeah, I went through there. That guy actually tried to put a bit of a swinging arm on me, just retain the ball.
Why didn't you just finish there? Are you just playing nice?
See, these are the other rules that I wasn't aware of. This was another time. So just me there finishing, but you can't cross two solid lines. You have to pass the ball. So that try was actually disallowed because I crossed the 22 and the try line.
Greedy.
All these different things you have to think of in old boys footy, but so that one was taken from me. I was pretty.
That was a great slide.
Yeah, thank you. That's it's what I like doing. Here's another one just on the inside.
Inside, beautiful ball.
Started getting a bit cheeky, a little
goose step.
Back inside my brother. He was a bit slow onto that. Got intercepted. There was a lot of stoppage in this game.
Really?
A couple of big hits as well. Mate, that gentleman there was 75 years old. Like, good on them for getting out there and having a go. This one was just creeping across, so I thought I'd finish him a bit. It's the only tackle I made all day. This is my old man on the outside in the white shorts. He got gas, so I had to cover up for him, put him into touch.
Covering tackle.
Dad's 68 in July. It was great for him to get out there and open up the gate. But otherwise, it was just look. This was another.
It's beautiful to watch.
Little spilt ball, shifted early. That's my oldest brother Zane on the outside. Out to man of the match, Gibbo. He was the MVP. He knows where it's at though. Back into me, and then I just thought I'd just give this one away.
Mate, very, very good. Unselfish play there. This is great. Hey, wonderful highlights.
Yeah.
And good that you got out there and did that. Do you think that one day the Mitchells could rival the Barretts in terms of rugby union families?
I think maybe if there was ever a chance, those days are behind us. I actually thought it was a lot quicker than that when I was out there.
Have you slowed that down, Hugo? Or no, he sped it up. He's done that. That's 1.5 times the speed, actually.
I mean, obviously I didn't open up too much, but I don't think I had much more in me, to be fair. I've somehow done something to my plantar fascia just by being up on my toes. I just haven't run. Obviously no support in your boots either. So, but it was just it was great. My dad flew down for it, and it was something that the four of us will remember for a long time.
Absolutely wonderful. Now, Goy, you had the weekend off.
Sorry,
yes.
I will just say though, in the main games, Army women were undefeated. They won the Shield, and then also the Army men's beat Navy and stopped them from getting a bonus point, which meant the Army men's also won in a pretty tight tournament. First time actually Army had ever been beaten by the Air Force. So good little bounce back from Army to come over the top of the Navy as well.
Very good. Congratulations. Only 3 teams in that comp?
Well, there's only 3 Defence Forces. Army, Air Force, Navy. What else do you want?
Is it Coast Guard? Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Did the top 3 teams
they're
go
a bit
through?
busy at the top end at the moment, the Coast Guard.
Yeah. Goy, you had the weekend off. How many Broncos did you do, mate?
I had to pull it back a little bit just because we've got synthetic pitches there, and I've just tried to really enjoy my time. It's been a long 10 days over here, so I've earned the week off. Now,
Goy, you have wrangled one hell of an international guest.
Well, I just wanted to ask before we get into that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Goy, obviously you're away, and Bianca's holding down the fort back home. Did you do anything? Did you send anything nice for Mother's Day?
For Mother's Yeah, right.
It was Mother's Day on Sunday. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The other day.
That would explain the radio silence.
And Swoop, you
I'm
obviously.
so hard with the days.
Oh, geez, you've forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
What about you, Swoop? You just babysat the kids for
Babysat
Anna?
the kids. That was her Mother's Day present. Yeah.
Very good.
That's
Prof?
actually over here. Over here, sorry. A few of the people here are asking whether Swoop's serious with that babysitting.
Oh,
They
yeah, completely.
thought it was like a plan. Yeah, but they thought we were telling you and egging you on, keep going that babysitting line. I said, no, that's like he honestly considers it babysitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't write stuff that good.
He pays
We couldn't have come
himself.
up with that. Dude, what do you pay yourself an hour?
Half going rate.
20?
25.
25. Oh, yeah, sorry.
25 and a couple of whiskeys.
25, yeah.
In the liquor cabinet. My wife for Mother's Day, pair of slippers.
Pair of slippers.
Very fluffy ones.
Nice.
Very fluffy slippers.
Nice. We're coming into slipper weather.
We are, indeed. Hey, good time to do a bit of a merch plug. I believe, Gits, before we get into your international guest, Superstar, it's your turn to do a quick merch plug. No slippers yet, but they are on the horizon.
So slippers are on the horizon, but where you can find all the merch, go to www.budgiesmuggler.com/AU.
The KOKO Show.
That's it. No, mate, you got it.
Yeah,
I think
something
that's
like
it.
that. Yeah.
There'll be something written at the bottom of the screen there.
And can the thickies get them yet?
No, we're still waiting on the thickies. We sold out of them.
Yeah.
I think we've got up to 2XL at the moment. Anything bigger than that, as Drew said, get in shape or wait.
It's a beautiful message. Socials, I've got Drew down to do those this week.
Yeah, so follow us, Kickoffs, Kick-Ons on all your socials, X, TikTok and Instagram, and Kickoffs and Kick-Ons on YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Now, this week, Goitan, you've lined up an absolute doozy. Do you just want to sneak him in here as I sort of, because we obviously do the Tommy intro. Yeah.
Sneak in another little two-time.
Oh, it's another two-time. Just sneak him in here. Now, Ma'a, as you come in, geez, this is a good one. Holy
Hey,
dooly.
Alan!
Now, Ma'a, as you sit down, I'm sure you've seen the show and you know that Tommy writes these intros. What we've learned is he's a big fan of any player that's not Australian. So there's every chance there's going to be a lovely intro. Let me roll it, let me read it, and we'll get into it. Here we go. Our guest this week is big by name and even bigger by nature. With nicknames like the Tank, the Rock, and the HIA provider, this all-black great put the fear of God in every and all opposing players. Much like the matrimony of strawberries and cream, this fella had a scrumptious blend of both speed and size, turning defensive lines into something resembling an ICU ward. With a glittering club career and over 100 caps for the All Blacks, this plant-based pulverizer has changed the game of rugby, feeding off a steady diet of the opposition's dignity and the protein-packed sustenance of victory. Wow. So please welcome a bloke that will dazzle you with charm and then hit you with a lethal stiff arm, who will buy you lunch and then make your bones crunch, and a man so fly who will make you want to die. It is, of course, the Wellington weapon of mass facial reconstruction, the terror of Toulon, and definitely the Legion's best and most decorated player. It is the one and only Mr. Ma'a Nonu.
Hey!
Thank you, gents.
What an
Great to
intro.
be here.
Tommy.
Yeah,
What an intro. Tommy loves him.
Tommy, thank you. I'm pretty flattered.
Is it, Tommy, one of your favourite players, is it? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're getting a big nod there. Welcome, Ma'a. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good to be here.
Have you seen much of this podcast? Is it making waves
Yeah, no,
in
I've
the
seen a lot.
All Black community?
It's pretty popular. Yeah,
It's only what I tell him.
I think it's ranked top five in the world sports
Top
podcasts.
5.
Very good. Now, Ma'a, let's start with San Diego Legion. Is it great to be over there playing in the MLR and with your old mate GITS?
Yeah, it's good. Finally, he's here, so pretty happy. He's going to steer the ship for the second round of the season, so pretty happy.
Ma, what was
He
said?
wasn't. Oh, sorry, Drew. I was just about to say he wasn't over the moon that I had that little break back with you boys where we had to go to Hong Kong and do all that.
No, I was
No,
happy. I was watching closely. It was envious
Yeah, he wanted to be with
not
us.
being there at the stadium.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. What was the chat amongst the dressing room with the rest of the lads when GITS came in for the pre-season, got one trial out of the way, and then just went, I'll leave it to you guys for 8 weeks, and I'll come back when when it's under lights.
Well, GITS, he hasn't played for over 2 years, so he come in hot for the preseason and showed everyone up in the running and the weights. And his physique is just top notch. And then he plays the preseason game and comes on, plays a good 20 minutes and carves up, and then he leaves. So obviously the boys missed him and saw him online a lot.
You do.
Which he was having fun, and most of the boys love to dress up, but they can't at the moment.
Yeah.
Now GITS is back, right? You've missed him for a couple of weeks. What kind of impact is he having early? Tell me. Give me something.
Well, he made his debut last week, which obviously come on. We were losing at the time, and then did a few nice kicks and passes and called the first play in terms of the sequence, and we scored a try. So,
Boys, you're not going to get what you want out of him. He's always flattering. You're not going to get what you want.
He's having one-on-ones with the coach as well. Which
I heard he's pretty tight with the coach.
I used to have one-on-ones. Now it's GITS now.
GITS, are you gonna start next week?
Well, nothing for the press.
Hey,
It might be.
Mark, can I ask you which hemisphere San Diego's in? We're just trying to work it out down here.
It's in the
Don't ask me, I got it wrong.
It's in the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, we were just double checking because this actually comes under our Northern Hemisphere Legends segment, and you two are today our Northern Hemisphere Legends. So congratulations on that. Who is your next game? I know you guys just had a bye. Maybe you can tell us what you did in your week off, and then who you've got coming up next week.
I'll go. So I went to Santa Barbara. I was supposed to go to Mexico with the captain of the club, Blair Cowan, but after those, obviously what happened to those Australians in Mexico, it wasn't the smartest choice. So we went to Santa Barbara. I had the best banana cheesecake I reckon I've ever had.
Really?
I love my cheesecake. Yes, best ever. Rare Society in Santa Barbara. So if you're ever there, get to Rare Society.
Thanks, Ryan.
He's been there before. But I just threw some axes, took it pretty easy. And this week we're playing the Free Jacks, that's a team that won it last year. Unfortunately, beat San Diego in the grand final.
Are they in New England, are they?
Yep.
Yeah, right, from Boston.
And Mark, what'd you get up to in your week off?
Pretty much stayed home. I got three boys, Mercury's 15, Michael's 12, and McLaren's 9. So they're all at school here in the States. So a couple of trainings. I trained with GITS before he left. Absolutely.
Yeah, we had
absolutely smothered me in the running. So I tried to warm up early, but GITS is just too fit.
Yeah, no, I gave him a hiding. That was a proper hiding.
Now, Mark, you've played in leagues all around the world. You've done your Superb Rugby, your Japan Top League, your MLR, your European leagues. Can you tell us where the MLR rates in that? And then outside of that, what was the toughest league to play in?
In a nice way, it's probably at the bottom. If I would rate the competitions in the world right now, I think the top 14s are probably the toughest competition. And then you got the Super Rugby. I played 1 year in the top league, and the MLR's just starting out, so it's been going for 7 years. You got a lot of players that actually can't play Super Rugby or can't play in the Prem or in France, so they come to the States. It's purely a competition to try and get the American players better, so hopefully they're doing that. There are a lot of foreigners coming over, and the States have struggled the last couple of years to make the Rugby World Cup and to qualify. So I think, for my personal opinion, they should probably change the rules. Maybe put the Eagles into the MLR next year so they can probably combine and play together for a good slot and then go into the international games. And maybe put the foreign numbers down so more Americans can play.
Hey, Ma, kind of I want to unpack the first half of that answer where you said you rate the top 14 being the toughest competition in the world, then Super Rugby. I would have thought, Super, and you played Super because of the speed of play. You've got higher collisions at pace, makes it that little bit tougher. Obviously, it's a bit of a grind over there in the top 14, but clearly it can be open play. But what was the difference between, for you, the top 14 just edging out the Super Rugby in terms of, a tougher competition?
I think the top 14 kind of edges Super Rugby to 2 notches because, one, you got the best players in the world playing in that competition. I haven't really said the Prem or the URC because I haven't played there, but I would say that they come second and third as well.
Wow.
Or either second equal, URC and the Prem. Super Rugby is still a good footy, because you got the Australians and the Kiwis playing, yet they haven't gotten exposure to play all the other players from other countries. South Africa's hit the jackpot because they actually left reasons for with Sansa, but they've actually gotten better and better. Their teams, the Bulls, the Sharks, the Stormers, like they played the first year in URC and they actually won the competition. So maybe you guys have talked about it, but the Super Rugby's maybe suffering. I don't know how long it's going to be around, but I mean the level's still there. But I believe the top 14 is just pumping.
Yeah, I reckon that's what just the ability to play different teams is probably not even for the level. But you remember how much fun that was, like where you'd look at the calendar, you're like, oh, this is our opportunity when we get to South Africa and you really get together like as a group. And I reckon there's a large part of that that's missing now with Super Rugby, where the boys miss out on, you know, those good times or those experiences to play in front of the packed crowds in South Africa and whatever else.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you're seeing numbers from not just Australia now. Like a lot of Kiwis are going over in droves to France or to Japan and to the UK as well. So, you know, in some ways it's probably depleting the level of player in Super Rugby, but at the same, you know, when you're, I mean, there's different layers to the decisions of why these players are going overseas, whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's culture, whether it's playing alongside certain players or to be exposed to different type of footy. But yeah, I mean, that's the tough one for Super Rugby to combat against because, you know, as we're seeing, so many players are leaving now.
It's cash, right? It's cheddar.
Well,
Cash is king.
There's a
Am I
fair
right,
bit of
Gits?
cheddar.
Well, cash can be king, yes. Experiences can also be a little prince. I think, but the ability, like, to travel, like at the moment, you're just playing in Australia or New Zealand. It's I don't know, like it was just so much fun back then when we had the opportunity to travel around.
Hey, I want to talk to you about a couple of your teammates, a couple of teammate pairings. I'm going to start with way back when at the Hurricanes. You had the pleasure of playing with JONAH Lomu and Jerry Collins. In terms of big All Black names, that must have been pretty amazing for you.
Yeah, it was. Like I watched JONAH at the 95 World Cup and we used to just huddle around the TV and I was probably like 13 years old. So I had the pleasure of meeting him, playing with him as well. And he was just such a kind, caring person off the field. Yeah, we loved him to bits. His nickname was Big Guy. So yeah, he just pretty much looked after the team you were in, and yeah.
He's pretty good. He's pretty caring, like for a lot of the Islander boys as well, wasn't he? To make you feel welcome. I've heard stories, I don't know how true they are, you can confirm, where he'd just turn up with a car full of Maccas, like just for the boys that couldn't afford feeds.
Yeah, he used to turn up heaps. He actually gave me his car. I've told this story before, but I used to turn up in my dad's van to Hurricanes training. So my dad had to catch a bus to work. Training was about 45 minutes away. So one afternoon, he turned up to my house. So my mom opened the door and it was Big Guy. And he's like, bro, give me a ride to the airport. I said, yep. And then it was in his car. It was in his Ford F450.
The one with all the speakers and stuff in it?
It would have been the speakers, yeah.
Yeah.
And back in New Zealand, the speaker company used to be called Fusion. So he had like the decked out speakers in the car. I lived about 2 minutes from the airport in Wellington, so I dropped him off. And he was like, look after the car. I'm going for 2 days and you can use the car. And I said, yeah. All right. And he goes, whatever you do, don't drive past the Ford car dealer, because it's the only car in the country. This would have been 2002 in December, because we were at Hurricanes camp. I said, yeah. Anyway, I grabbed a few mates and we drove past the Ford dealer, like beeping out, like waving. Anyway, I actually crashed the car on the first day.
Well, what were you beeping for? Just to be smart.
Just trying to say hello. Anyway, I crashed his car, like scraped it on the next door neighbor's kind of concrete fence. I couldn't park the truck on the road because it was too big and the car's going to go past. So I drove, he obviously got another vehicle, so I used his car to go to training. And I used to turn up to Hurricanes training early and just park in the corner so no one would see the scrape on the bumper. I asked my mate, who his dad was a panel beater, that weekend. I said, "Oh, can you fix this?" And he was like, "No, those parts are from America."
Oh, dear.
So it was straight for about 8 months. And then I never told him. Like, I didn't tell him even when I was picking him up, drop him off. And then after 8 months, I actually made the All Blacks, and they gave me a vehicle. So I had to return his truck. And then he called me. He said, "I'll leave the truck at the Koru Lounge," which is the lounge in New Zealand where, valet parking. And I had to tell him on the phone because I didn't know what to say. But every day I was like, what am I going to say to the big guy? And then I said, "Oh, bro, I crashed a car. Like, I'm sorry." Like, had an accident. And then he just said, "Nah." I said, he goes, "Don't worry about the car." He goes, "How are you though? Like, are you hurt? Like, what happened?" And yeah, so.
And you're like, "Bro, it happened 8 months ago."
I said, "Yeah, no, I crashed it ages ago." But so he looked after the boys a lot.
Mate, big guy. What a great guy. Like, he got you to drop him off at the airport and said, "Mind my car for 2 days." And you had it for how long?
8 months.
He let me use it for 8 months.
What a legend.
I believe it was the anniversary of JONAH's birthday over the weekend. I think he would have been 49. So it was in a lot of people's thoughts and prayers over the weekend. Yeah. He had a big impact on the game.
Amazing.
Jeez, he was a player.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, they were rolling. I saw on Insta over the weekend, they were rolling in that when it was 16 all, England versus New
Mike
Zealand.
Cat.
Yeah. They just gave them the ball. Amazing. Now, two other teammates who I'm sure were inspirational for you as well, Ma'a, that I wanted to ask you about, was a couple of your teammates at TOULON, a guy called Matt Giddo and Drew Mitchell. Did they have a big impact on you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We had a great time in Toulon. Couldn't out squat Alan because he just had big hamstrings, eh? Back in the day.
He's a big squatter.
Always squatted, and I was just like, so he was strong. Quick.
You should have taken him on the bench.
No.
He benched a little bit.
A little bit. That's pretty precise.
A little bit being the bar.
He was still strong.
Yeah.
GITS, though, you know what GITS is like. Gets the job done. Still doing it now.
I know.
Who's
You're
your
not gonna get the answers you're after.
who's your cards partner, Mark? Because back when we used to fly in chartered flights and whatever, we actually were sitting there and it was Tom Taylor, myself, GITS and Ma'a, and we're playing over the back of a couple of the chairs on the flight. And our passports were out because we're going over to play a Heineken Cup game, and GITS and Tom Taylor realised when they saw each other's passports that they both had the same middle name in James. And now I'm Drew Allen Mitchell, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, Ma'a and I've got the same." And then we checked his, and it's Ma'a, Allen, Nonu, and Drew Allen Mitchell. So it was the Allens versus the Jameses.
How good's that?
Yeah. So who's your cards partner now that I've hung them up?
We don't really play cards.
Nah,
we
we
played a
don't
little bit when we were in 29 Palms, but the problem is everyone's so scared of Scuts. But he cheats. He'll grab stuff. You're only allowed 3 moves on that Monopoly. He'll go like 4 cards. And then they'll say, "Oh, how many goes you had?" No, just 3. Play on, keep going. And then
No one wants to question him.
Too quick.
No, so I don't bother playing with him.
We just play mini team games at training at HQ, and I actually beat GITS in the hacky stack soccer.
It's just a J up.
In the what?
So you play in around, like, you just got to keep the uppies with a soccer ball.
Oh yeah.
And so you kick it at people, and then everyone makes an attempt to kick it up. If you don't hit it right on Scucks' foot, he won't move. And everyone, because they're scared of him.
Bro, you have to kick it to your foot. He kicked it to me. It was like 2 meters apart.
No,
and I was
you
like,
go either side. He just goes, "Nah, no good." And everyone just cops it. No one will say, "Oh, Scucks, you're out." They say, "GITS, you're gone." Oh, these pussies.
Oh, so there's a pecking order, and you're below Ma'a.
Oh, well below. I'm below, like.
No, you're not.
In the SEAL, so we've got, like I was talking, a big shout out for Darcy Breen. I may as well give him another one.
Nice, Darcy.
Our leader of the SEALs. He determines the order, and I'm the shit kicker. He orders me around. I do what I'm told. You got to know your place.
Yeah, fair point.
Are you above Tim Horan's son, or he's not above you? Is he GITS?
He won that soccer game.
All right.
Yeah, no, well, Hawg, he's in a different mini team.
Yeah, right.
Bombers.
Now, let's go to, and you guys probably don't want to do this, but should we go to international football?
Yeah, let's
and
do
talk
it.
some All Black stuff. Now, I saw your record today and I nearly fell off my chair, Ma'a. I believe it is 91 victories from 103 starts. Oh, what? Isn't that disgusting?
Yeah. Why'd you lose those 11 games?
We drew once as well.
Oh.
to Australia.
Oh, yeah.
That was in Brisbane, wasn't it?
For games.
Yeah.
Like his record for any rugby game. Remember in 2008 when this happened?
That was 2014.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We drew.
Yeah, that's because he never got any head knocks. He was just giving them out.
No, I got some head knocks, man.
Do you remember playing against these boys? Was there a bit of fear leading in?
Yeah, always. Always. When you played in Australia, it was hard to beat. Yeah, I mean, I always tell GITS, like, the vivid memory, we lost to them in 2008 when that was his first test against us. And I just remember GITS just jumping up and down. He was like right next to me when the whistle blew, and he just looked at me and he was just like...
He made
and Snoop as well. He does that. Drew does that well. We lost in Hong Kong, same thing. 2010, we were leading and then they won, same thing. When these guys win, they look at your eyes and they're like, "Man,
when we lose,
you know how we do."
Didn't you have a blue, Drew? Did you get in a fight with Skux?
I don't think it was a fight. It was more just like a,
That was in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was in Melbourne. We just got up and just grabbed each other's. I think I got maybe pushed or something. I turned around, grabbed him, and I was like, "Oh, what am I fucking doing here?" But I was too far in. I just thought I would just like chest up and act tough. But inside,
never had a fight in your life.
Oh no, I shat myself. Like genuinely.
Good wrestler though.
And I think I think Owen Franks may have came over as well, so I would have dusted him up too.
Oh no, it was actually in Auckland. It was actually in Auckland, Eden Park.
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah, right.
Were you nervous, Ma'a, when you saw who it was that was trying to rough you up?
Oh yeah, I was just like, sorry, Drew. Sorry, bro.
I know you asked about.
I was like, psst, psst, Owen.
Oh yeah.
And then Owen turned around.
Going back a little bit in your piece there, your agenda. You're saying teammates. We've all been teammates, all four of us.
Where at?
2010 Baba's game against South Africa.
Did you win?
GITS was captain. Yeah. We certainly did. And it's funny that because it was snowing, our training time was limited. And obviously GITS as captain basically worded up the coach, who was Nick Mallett.
Nick Mallett, yeah.
And said, listen here, coach, Gweed here speaking. We'll train once on Tuesday, which will be basketball, once on Thursday, which will be touch football, and that should do it. And Nick's like, no worries, GITS, you're the boss. The only time we had to, I guess, discuss team tactics or any type of game plan was in the warm-up when everyone was extremely dusty. I think we pulled up stumps on a Friday. I think our last beer was Friday.
I was cramping.
And I said, GITS, mate, what are we going to do? Like, what are we doing off set piece? What are we doing off line out? He goes, I don't know. I said, I've got a plan. Mars 12, you're 10. Let's just hit him up first phase. Let him do his work. And then you, me, James O'Connor, and Drew play second phase.
So were you the 13?
I was the 13. So the back line was Willie Genya, Matt Giddo, myself. Rabs was at the back. You were on one wing, and the other wing was
Joe Rockethoko.
Rocks. Not a bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anzac lineup there.
I was thinking, let's just hit this bugger up because he's pretty good at it, and then we can just play around for second phase. Anyway, this guy absolutely beasted it, and we got to have a lot of fun second phase. Obviously, front foot ball, and we put 20 points on these blokes in the first 20 minutes. Like, it was incredible. Like booze just pouring out of our pores.
Mate.
Yeah, there's something in it.
There is. Well, hey, remember, 1901, we asked New Zealand to be the 8th and the 9th state, and they told us to get fucked.
Yeah.
So we could have all been the one team. Wouldn't that have been good, Ma'a?
Was that the...
I don't know.
Sorry, Scott. I'll get back to that. It will be good. No, it will be good to bring him on. But when was it you gave the Any Given Sunday speech, Drew?
That was that game. That was that game because GITS was the captain and I was sort of more the social captain. But GITS said, mate, because the year before I think we played the All Blacks and we'd won. And it was GITS was the captain again, and I kind of did like a bit of Any Given Sunday, Jamie Foxx, like fucking fire up kind of speech. And then I GITS said, mate, I'm going to throw it to you just before we run out again. So we're all huddled up, and I was like, right, boys. And we had Kevy Mialama was in our team, and he had the rosary beads tattooed, like he's got the rosary beads tattooed around his neck and that. And I was like, right, boys, take a knee. And I was really going to go into like, the drinking and all the stuff that was going on through the week, and just like fire the boys up. And then as soon as we took a knee, Kevy did the sign of the cross. And I was like, I can't go where I was going to go here. There is no way. I was like, okay, pivot. Just ask the Lord upstairs to protect us and make sure we don't get injured. And then just did the sign of the cross. And the GITS goes, mate, what was that? I said, mate, I can't do that when Kevy's doing the sign of the cross. I've just got too much respect.
Solid pivot, though.
Yeah.
Solid pivot. Hey, 2015, was the most famous game probably that you guys played against each other,
Yep.
that World Cup final. Obviously, very tight to begin with, and then the All Blacks pulled away. Do you have many memories, good memories from that, Ma? That was obviously your second World Cup victory, now that you are two-time.
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right game. It's a close game. Real close. But yeah, we just managed to pull through.
Come on, give us your real thoughts.
I'd love to know what he's thinking about how many times he's watched that try.
Yeah.
that he scored.
I haven't seen it.
Because you
No,
were
he
the
was
last
coming
line of
across.
defence, weren't you?
Well, no, I was coming across in cover. He'd already kind of got through, and I tried to tackle him from behind and maybe just dislodge the ball, but he had a fair grip on it, and I basically just became part
Nearly
of his
got
highlight reel.
What was it like when the three of you went back to Toulon? Because obviously last week, Cheslin was talking about how there's no mention between him and Sam Cane. This is the exact same circumstance. Was there any chat between you three about that final?
No, we. I think you had to go back and do all the Scotch went
Yeah, we
back and
to
did a lot of
New
the
Zealand,
parades, whereas we had to get straight back and play for Toulon. So because we were already previously contracted with them, whereas I think Ma'a's deal was after World Cup.
Yeah.
So
December.
we already had to go back and start playing. And then by the time he came, we said, mate, let's just forget about it. Let's focus on Toulon now.
No, fair enough. Very good. Obviously, the other big one, 2011, 8-7 victory over France. That must have been nice to win that World Cup at home, Ma'a.
Yeah, it was pretty much 24 years since Kiwis had won it again. But it could have went either way. So I think we were lucky to get away with that one. Probably relieved more than anything.
Did you play with Max
how close the score
Memos
was.
in Toulon?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you guys would have been head-to-head in that final, wouldn't you?
yeah. I think he was at 12, yeah.
Yeah. Would you say you got the wood on him in that game, or?
Yeah, well, the score was 8-7, but
We just
You-
can't
you
get
normally
anything.
go
No,
Yeah,
I know.
anyone else,
Let's
so-
keep going. So Dan Carter, obviously, he goes down injured. He's your franchise player there. Then you back up Slade, injured.
Go on.
And then they call
Cruden.
in...
No,
Was there
Cruden-
another one?
Cruden went as well.
Cruden.
Cruden got
Gone.
caught in, yep.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Beaver Donald,
Picnic.
who, where is he? He's out fishing or something?
Yeah,
He's
whitebait fishing or something.
Whitebait fishing. He
White
gets
leading,
the
yeah.
call up. What were your first thoughts when you heard that it was the Beaver coming in to play 10?
I think we were happy. I think because as we talked about 2010, there was a passage of play where we had it in our 22. He was supposed to kick it out. It didn't go out. So when he booted it down, it ended up in your 40. And Kirtley caught it. I remember because we were chasing. We had one rabbit at the front
I was in Hong Kong when he
in
started.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kirtley actually stepped our rabbit, and then they went all the way down to the 22. Obviously, that's what happened the next probably 6-7 phases. Then Rab scores in the corner and makes the kick. So he kind of fell in that sort hard. Beaver for a year, 2011 Super, and didn't get picked. And I think, for him to kick that goal and win, it's just 360 for him, which probably happy about.
Did part of you want to though run over when he was getting subbed on and just pull his jersey down a little bit, just help him out
Yeah,
there?
because his jersey was pretty tight, so he was just trying to pull it down.
Very good. Great memories. Hey, we are conscious of your time here, Skunks. I know that
All
you...
the time, all good, heaps of time.
Do we want to get to the quiz?
Yeah, let's
Well, actually, before the quiz, I've got one question to ask Mark.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
And I like this question. And Mar, you have to lock each of these players in each of these 3 different options. So it's start one, bench one, drop one. Okay.
Damn.
So it's Aaron Major, Tana Umanga, and Conrad Smith.
Good question.
Start,
What position?
bench, drop. So it doesn't matter what positions. Only one can start, one can be on the bench, and the other one's carrying your bags.
Yeah, I need the position so then I can,
Well, you tell me
justify
what position you want to start him in.
Well, Aaron Major's not a 13, and Conrad's not a 12. So
Yeah, but you can
Tana
only-
plays both.
You can only
12 and
pick
13,
one. You can
and
only
he can
pick
play
one.
wing. So
You can only
you
pick
have to
one
give me
start. So
a
it doesn't
specific
matter.
position in
Okay,
terms
so
of who's going to be at
12 and a half.
or you're picking at 13, or you're going to pick at wing.
No, it's an international team, and you're only allowed one New Zealander to start out of those 3. One New Zealander on the bench, and one of the New Zealanders.
All right, I'll start me. Okay. So you want the answer now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Damn, that's a hard one. I would probably start Tana,
Yep.
Conrad on the bench, and Azza will be the coach.
I like that. Very good.
As is on the coach, mate. He's on the coach.
Now, did you want? Last week,
Coach.
we switched it around, because this is good to do. So the other three athletes that you can choose from are the three Aussies. So Adam Ashley Cooper, Matt Giddo, or Drew Mitchell. Start one, bench one, and send one home.
What position?
Doesn't matter. Same things.
Oh, he's doing this
Hooker.
again.
Oh,
Doesn't
GITS
matter.
will start easy.
Okay.
Yep.
Keep going. Last week, Drew got.
Don't say anything rash.
So they can both be on the bench. You guys get 20 each in the second half.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. Come on, Ma.
Why not?
Alan, just
I'm
say it.
coaching the side. What do you mean?
Too long.
Yeah, true. Sorry, Swoop.
I was expecting that. You know, like
You just heard GITS go on
the
Toulon.
Toulon
That's
loyalty.
Toulon, eh?
Thanks, Alan.
Very
That's
good.
right.
Toulon, eh? Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good.
Now, the social snitches this week, I held off to play while Mark was on.
okay.
Because, Mark, we do a segment, people send us in videos, basically old stuff, videos or photographs of these three guys in their heyday. And this one was sent in to us. Tommy, give me the name. Have you got it here? It was an anonymous baggage handler.
Okay.
A Frenchman. Tommy speaks French fluent. He said
Wow.
he's sent this in, and it's something to do with an arrival at an airport. You guys have got it there. Let's roll it in with us. 3, 2, 1. Play, everybody.
Drew's about to arrive, chock full of people.
Now I remember this.
Oh, the press is everywhere. They love it. They can't wait for Mitchell here in Toulon. Oop, one question at a time, please. One at a time.
Was that anonymous Frenchman maybe a Mathieu Giteau?
No, I reckon they're digging through the old files. I wouldn't do that to you, Biff.
Well, it kind of feels like you've just done it.
Well, I mean, I did it then, but I'm so busy over here, different time zones. I wouldn't be sending that stuff.
Yeah, look, off the back of that, I think Brian Urbana, did he arrive a week before me or the week after me? I don't know whichever one it was, but there was all this fanfare and all this press and all that. He and his agents paid people to go there. Whereas I just like to go a bit more under the radar, and of course they thought they were getting a winger, and I got off and I was a bit heavier. I had a bit of excess baggage, so it was probably a good thing that no one saw me and there was no footage of it.
Mark, was there a bit of a throng of press when you arrived?
Nah, not really. It's just
I don't remember him getting the big Habsy where he paid the press.
Yeah,
But there was a lot of attention at training when he first came. Remember, because we had Buster as well, like the two dreaded big strong centers. Like they were playing on that for a while.
Mate, can we just talk about how many fucking suitcases you carried to France?
yeah, man. I took everything. I took about 15 suits or something. I turned up because I didn't know what I was doing because Rugby Australia wouldn't release me.
That's right.
Like Rugby Australia wouldn't release me for months and months. And then all of a sudden I was up visiting my parents in Brisbane and I got the call, you're on a flight tomorrow from Sydney. So I got home, grabbed every suitcase I owned, put
Mate, I
everything
know,
up.
because they had to fucking drive you out there.
Yeah, but you left too early because I went there and they charged me $6,500 in excess baggage. And I just played a game for Balmain, who gave me $5,000 in cash. Sorry, subbies. And I end up having to just pass all that cash over just for excess baggage on luggage and clothes that I didn't even wear when I got to France. I just threw it to the thrift shop.
And then you threw them back in my gaff in France when you're on your way home.
Yeah, that's true. I just left them there. Mate, I just didn't want to be done with anything at that point. I was,
You ready to get out?
yeah, I was happy to
You were
tap
ready to
out
get
of
to New
life.
York,
yeah.
I think.
No, it was just life.
Yep.
That was where I was. I went to Ibiza, then your wedding. I even said no to your friend, what is it, your mate moon after
moon.
your wedding, and I was like,
What's a mate moon? Talk to me about that. Is
Well,
this
it's a
like babysitting
honeymoon
your
where
own
you
kids?
just invite all your mates.
What's your missus think about that?
well, she
was
had
all-
her mates there.
She had her mates there. It was a win-win.
There you go. That was Social Stitches. Thank you for sending that in. Hey, all that's left to do with Ma'a is the quiz. Now, what we like to do is we make the guest the subject. These three boys compete against each other, and then you reveal the answer. I know you were sitting next to Goit today. No,
who gave me
giving-
the answers though? It might not be true. You know all those facts.
Oh, that's
Well,
true.
It's just off the
But who's
internet.
your source? Who's your source?
Well, the internet, but Tommy has been wrong.
A lot. So,
Yeah, he's often
I'll
wrong.
tell you. Let's go.
feel free to correct. All right, it's time now for the quiz.
about this
Do you feel
quiz.
about?
Yeah, I'm confident on this quiz.
Now, one of the questions is a late change because it was around the the borrowing of John Alomu's car. So Tommy has written a late question, which he's now told me is one of his best ever.
Okay.
So I'll let you guys decide.
Perfect.
Sure.
All right.
Let's get cracking here. It is quite unique that we have two people on the same show that share the middle name Allen. You're right, Tom. So which of these celebrities does not have the middle name Allen? Is it William Allen Shatner? A. B. Terry Allen Cruz? B. C. Bowden Allen Barrett? Or D. Boy Allen George?
Oh.
Who would like to go first? Swoop, you feel good about this quiz?
I do. Boy, Allen.
You've gone D.
I'm going to go Shatner.
William Allen Shatner. GITS.
Is this who doesn't have Alan?
Correct.
or
Who does not? Which is funny because Ma'a won't know the answer to this.
Yeah. I'm going to go A as well. I'm with
A. William Shatner. Hey, do you want to take a guess, Ma'a?
Yeah, I'll say A as well.
A. The answer is actually C. Bowden Barrett. His middle name's
Barrett.
Geordie,
I was the
which is
closest.
weird.
Is it?
Really?
Bowden Geordie
And his
Barrett and then
brother's
Geordie
called
Bowden
Geordie?
Barrett.
You're kidding.
No, he's made that up. Tom's tossed that up. That's
Ah.
bullshit. 0-0-0. Question number 2. Ma'a, you
Parents
are
are off their head.
top 5. You're in the top 5 of the all-time list of players to have the most consecutive games without a loss. Who is first? You won 27 in a row. Seriously. A. Andrew Hoare. B. Wyatt Crockett. C. Lawrence Dallaglio. Or D. Who cares? Losing builds characters. See the 3 blokes on this show. Tommy.
I'm going to go Wyatt Crockett.
Wyatt Crockett. Goit.
D is also correct, but I'm going to go Crockett as well.
GITS.
Swoop.
I know, but what, should I not choose that? It's not the Dallaglio. I couldn't go an Englishman. It's out of the 2 Kiwis.
I might go Hoary.
You feel good about this quiz?
Feel good about Hall.
You don't
Ma, do you know the answer, Ma?
Nah.
You might as well take a guess
Might
as
be
well.
Crocky though.
Crocky.
Yeah,
A ding, ding,
work.
ding. All of you that went Crockett.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still feeling good.
1-1. Mate, plenty of time to come back. In 2008 superb rugby game between the Hurricanes and Lions, what embarrassing moment for Ma'a was caught on camera? Was it A, he fell backwards off his bench chair? B, went for a drink and the lid fell off and Ma'a was soaked? C, he was falconed by a piri-weepu box kick? Or D, was completely pantsed while being tackled, shorts and undies? Goit, your turn to go first.
I'm going to go with B.
B, went for a drink, lid fell off. Swoop. You want B
I'll
first?
go with the ball in the head from Piri-weepu.
Yeah, I want to go the box head Falcon.
What happened, Ma'a?
I think it's A.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. Fell off his chair.
Oh, really? I thought he just told me B. He was whispering B. Hey, God, did ya?
I just didn't think Ma was ever on the bench, so that's why I thought that wasn't it.
It was
No,
probably-
come off.
Did you? And what happened? You just missed it.
No, it was in the game. Was I?
Nah. I just fell back and the chair broke.
Very good. I'm sure you can find that vision somewhere. All right. Question number 4 it is now. In the 2015 Rugby World Cup final, what did Ma'a scream to Dan Carter during the game? A, fucking kick the field goal. B, don't give me the ball so they don't bring Sonny on. Sorry, give me the ball so they don't bring Sonny on. C, don't pass it to Conrad. D, come on DC, let me cook.
I'll go A.
A.
Field goal.
I think we all know the answer here. Goit.
Yeah, it's A.
Ma'a.
Yeah, it's A.
But you would have wanted him to let you cook, wouldn't you? So, yeah, we'll go
He
away.
can cook.
Oh, absolutely. So 2 and 1, and that's it. Okay, we've now got a question number 5. By winning, is that right?
Is this worth 2 points?
No, it's this one now. It's the best question that Tommy's ever written. Let me get this for you.
This is the deciding.
No, I think this is worth 2. This is worth 2 points. I
Nah,
think.
you're gone.
Nah, it's
You need
worth
to
2
fire
points.
Tommy.
Swoopy's got.
Tommy's got to go. We've said that.
All right. In
Said that for a long time.
2004, what fashion statement did Ma'a admit to wearing? A, cut off denim shorts. B, eyeliner and eye makeup. C, he dyed his beard yellow. Or D, just a G-string? Goit?
It's eyeliner, but I thought it was like 2008.
I mean,
eyeliner,
I think he'd look good in a pair of Daisy Duke cut-off denims, but I'm going to go eyeliner and...
Eyeliner. Ma'a.
Nah, wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
What was it?
No, it was. He's just trying to say.
All right, I do have a tiebreaker here. Here we go. Question number 6. By winning a second World Cup, 2-time, Ma'a joined an elite list of multiple-time winners. How many All Blacks are on the list of 2-time winners? Is it A, 17, B, 14, C, 13, or D, too many for our liking? Goit?
17.
14.
14.
Too many for my liking.
Too many for my liking. The answer, do you know it, Ma'a?
Nah.
14. A ding, ding, ding.
Oh,
There we go.
It is a
well
runaway victory for
Biv.
Biv.
It's your number, Alan. 14.
That's it.
Oh, you've got.
There
There you
you
go.
go.
Well done,
Congratulations to you, Biv.
Yeah, thank you.
A deserved win.
Before we say goodbye, how many more years you got left in you?
Just counting the days, mate. So just one day at a time. When Goit comes here, which uplifts us and inspires us to keep training hard.
Surely there's some
boy.
conversation
Jeez,
around
no,
contracts for next year.
You know, it's dope. Oh, we'll see.
So that's another year.
It depends. It depends really on how the owner's business goes.
Yeah,
If it
right.
continues to track this way, Skux is going on the same trajectory. Trajectory?
Following GITS. Yeah, trajectory.
Yeah, that's it.
Very good. There you go.
There you go.
Trajectory. It's a tough one. Trajectory.
It's tough.
Trajectory.
Trajectory. All right. Hey, Ma'a, thank you so much for joining us. We will let
gents.
you get to
Thank you very
bed,
much.
I'm
Can
assuming.
you give us a
It's
little
a bit of
shout out or
questions,
something when
it's pretty
you
boring.
score a try next week? A little Coco or something?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Like Coco,
What's
and
the-
just
what's
flap
the
your
Coco
arms.
sign?
Coco.
Oh, cuckoo. All right.
Yeah, Coco.
Perfect.
Man away.
Very
Thanks,
good.
brother.
Thank you, Ma'a. All right. Hey, mate, great guest, Ma'a. You guys must have a lot of fun over there, GITS.
Yeah.
Wonderful for him to
He's
come on.
very good.
Yeah, lots of fun. And that was a part of the NHL's segment. I forgot to roll the sting in. Hey, well, let's roll it in now, Hugo. Bloody good little sting there. I wonder how long till the hockey group get a hold of that and basically get us for...
Yeah, we could lose all our cash.
Yeah. Was you
And
looking
his
at that?
couch.
Hugo?
We could be back on milk crates before you know it.
Oh, my posture was great back then. Hey, other NHLs, you gentlemen, you obviously were assigned to have a little look around. Drew, have you got an NHL there, mate?
Yeah, I went the French top 14, top 14, Stade Toulouse against Stade Francais. Toulouse now going to number 1 on the standings. They're just sort of timing their run, aren't they? They're getting towards the back end of the season up there in France. And, you know, when you've got the class of Dupont and Tamac and Ramos and Meerfield and, you know, they've just got players across the board. I think they're going to be a bloody hard team to beat.
Do you think Toulouse would beat South Africa, the international side?
Oh.
That's a good question. Can I get some credit for a good question?
I don't think they would, but they'd be arguably one of, if not the best club teams going around. I mean, obviously the European Champions Cup finals coming up. They've got an opportunity maybe to go 2-time, double.
Surely that Toulon side you had when it was Johnny at 10, GITS at 12, et cetera, like internationally, that would have been the best side in the world, right?
I think it had probably. I mean,
Had merit.
there was a lot of international experience across that team, even on the bench. I mean, fuck, we would have beaten anyone and still would.
Oh, well, Toulouse has Ramos off the bench, but he had 24 of the 49 points with a try, 4 conversions and 3 penalties. Good on you, Ramos. Now, Swoop, what did you go for, mate?
Saints.
Oh, and the Saints.
Tell you what, 90 points. 90.
When was the last time you saw 90 points in a game of rugby union?
How does that happen? At this day and age, like, surely the defence, like, and also 90 to nude,
Yeah.
like donut. I mean, after the first couple, you're not going to go start chasing 3 points, are you? But Like, that's pretty poor.
I agree with that.
Take the three.
No, apparently they no. At some point they were down by 60 odd or something. They went for 3 and he missed it.
Oh, you're kidding. Scoreboard pressure, mate.
Like why
Yeah.
like you're down
Get back, consolidate.
literally down by 50 or
Look,
60.
we're gonna crawl our way back into this game. 3.
But missed
What
it.
do you say
Yeah.
if you're behind the post and you're the captain and it's 83 blot? What are you saying?
Oh, you'd say to the ref,
fellas,
mate,
help
let's
me
just
out.
call it.
Is there a mercy
Oh.
rule?
Well, no, there isn't. But like when they went for goal, they chose to go for 3 when they were down by a ridiculous amount, and it crossed, and he missed it, and it crossed to some of the Gloucester fans in the crowd, and they were almost a bit.
I reckon that
embarrassed.
was the turning point. I reckon that's when they knew they'd lost the game.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
was off.
Tommy, was there 14 players out?
Oh, look,
Of Gloucester?
it doesn't matter, mate.
Okay.
I mean, you look at the Waratahs; they've got plenty of players out. 14
Some
10
players.
props.
Some would say it was a clinic. Some would say it was a bloodbath. But I reckon it was a Rambo show.
Oh yeah. First blood.
Yeah, first blood.
I like doing Rambo.
So do I.
He's making another one, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, look that up for me, Tommy. Anything to take? Any takeaways from the
From
game?
that? No, I didn't watch it.
Gets
Oh, dear.
I've got down for you. The NHL is your San Diego Legion update. Obviously, we've just had one with you and Skux. He's just told us what's happening over there and who you're playing next week. Is there any other updates that you want to give? What's the weather like up there, mate?
Really good. That's why when you bought your missus slippers for Mother's Day, they're not welcomed over here. It's nice and hot, starting to get sunny, 24. It's lovely. It's beautiful.
Oh, what's the weather going to be like when we come over there?
Even lovelier. It'll just keep getting lovely and lovely. Like by the time
lovely.
you guys are here, yeah.
Are the Padres playing at that? We'll be going to a few baseball games, Tommy.
Yeah.
Sitting there eating the
Yeah,
hot dogs.
Padres.
That's going to be,
Are we going over, are we?
apparently,
Yeah.
it's in the works.
Swoop's going to Positano in a couple of weeks.
Pause a couple of weeks, couple of days.
Oh yeah.
I go on Thursday, mate.
Mate, you're so well travelled.
Aren't I?
What are you going to do with the kids? Who's going to babysit them?
Grandparents.
Have you worked that out yet?
Yep. Well, we'll just drop them over on Thursday and then
just leave. But do you then put like 24 hours times $25 times 2 grandparents? That's pretty expensive.
it is. Rusty's good for it though. That's done all right.
All right, hey.
Take it out of my will.
That was the NHL segment. That's fantastic. People love it up there in the north. It's just going off that segment. Time for, let's move from the north. Let's head down to the south. Time for our Rugby Roundup segment. Superb rugby on the weekend. I don't think we've got a sting yet for this, do we, Hugo? No. Okay, we've got to get one for those because people love this segment. It was Culture Round in the Superb Rugby. Lots of great games, starting with the Chiefs defeating Moana 42-7 on the Friday. It was a weekend for the big dogs, obviously the Hurricanes and the Blues, but the Chiefs, that's a pretty bold statement from them. Just really thumping Moana.
Yeah, look, Chiefs are, mate, they're coming good. I mean, not coming good. They're just looking stronger and stronger each week. I mean, when I say coming good, they've been good all year, but their attack, I mean, surely Damien McKenzie's almost a shoe-in for that number 10 jersey.
Play.
I know, but even off the back of that, the confidence he gives. Okay, I fucking missed that game, right?
But this other kid,
I was just speaking generally.
you were very good at it. I was buying
I
it.
love how, mate, I thought you'd watch Whistle to Whistle there. Yeah, you came in so confident. And I was just going to play off the back of that because I didn't catch a wink either.
Did you? Hey, guess this kid, Josh Jacob, am I saying his name right? He was the fly half. And I've got to say, bolter for the All Blacks based on that one game.
Yeah.
He was really good. Scored a try. He unlocked the likes of Anton Linnert-Brown and the other
Sean
outside
Stevenson?
backs. Yeah, just absolutely.
Did he not play either? Oh,
No,
apparently.
sorry, Quinn Tapia.
Oh, Quinn Tapai.
Yeah, he was very good. Obviously, they are fighting for that top 2 spot.
Yeah.
Or top 4 spot at least, so that they get a home semi. I like the Chiefs. All right, Reds 26, Rebels 22. Reds 21 points in a 10-minute period. Just basically they lost a player, the Rebels, and just blew it there because they were out in front for a lot of that game. Did you catch that one? Sweet?
Most anticipated match of the round, potentially.
Well, at least on this side
Lancaster
of the
Bomber
Yeah.
taking on the Junkyard Dog.
And the Junkyard got more.
Didn't he?
Yeah,
He got another one.
Yeah.
Mate, so how many is that? Have we got enough?
That's 6 in 3.
You know,
isn't
you
it?
know who's
6 and 3.
Yeah, you know who's unlocked him is our number 12, Hunter Paisami.
Oh, mate,
Sorry,
yeah.
Hunter Paisami.
Hunter is playing incredibly well.
Just that he palmed off, then went through, ball to the
There's a
junkyard
level of
dog.
composure and calm with Hunter. Like, I mean, obviously, he's renowned for the big hits and big carries, but you can see him really starting to own some leadership and direction in that back line. Like, he's playing
Even
really
some
well.
of the subtle sort of touches on the ball. He's really starting to bring on his kicking game as well, which is good. Harry Wilson's going to hurt. I mean, poor Harry broke his arm. It looks like he's going to be out for about 8 weeks. So that'll be tough for the Reds because he's just been in amazing form. But I'm hearing that Seru Uru might be coming back. So he was a player in form before he got injured. So I mean, Tate McDermott coming off the bench, big impact.
Yeah.
Like good things
And your
coming
old
out of the
mate
Reds.
back lacing up the boots, James O'Connor.
Yeah, it was great to see him. Like, it was 356 days since his last game. So it's just great to sort of see him out there coming off the bench, playing a role, and hopefully we see a little bit more of him towards the back end of the year.
A few of these veterans floating around that surely Schmidt in must be looking at, thinking, Kirtley, we'll get into it, but the way Kirtley played up against Donaldson, you got O'Connor back, you got Matt Giddo in form for the Legion.
Yeah.
All these guys,
Yeah.
that he must be looking at, just to have in and around the camp. Bernard?
Well, I mean, I think, look, there's always been an appetite here in Oz because we haven't had results for a long time to just get these young guys through. And what we saw over the last couple of years is getting them through too early can be detrimental. And now we're not sitting here saying that these guys should be the starters, but they should definitely have a role to play within the squad, whether that's off the bench, whether it might be starting at some point. But there's a lot to be said around. I saw a great quote the other day. Experience is through bad decisions. And bad decisions is through lack of experience.
Wow.
Right? So you've got to be in the moment to make the bad decisions, to get the experience. And, but that's just how you get experience. We always, in sport, there's all this like terms about the experience counts for this or the lack of experience doesn't count for that or whatever it might be. But that's what experience is. You've got to be in the arena making bad decisions to get that experience so that the next time you see that picture, you're not going to make those same decisions. And some of these older players, when I say older, just more experienced players, that's what they bring to a squad.
Absolutely. Don't they say 10,000 flying hours to be an expert?
Is it?
Yeah.
I've done 25 hours in my helicopter ticket.
No, you
So
took
would
that
you come
way
up with
too
me?
literally. God,
Would you come
no.
up with me?
Jesus Christ. Hey, GITS. This was the big dog outing. Blues, Hurricanes. And I tell you, everything it was billed to be, it definitely was. The Blues got it done, which that's 2 1v2s with the number 2 side made their way up to the top. GITS, did you catch this one?
I did. That was, as you said, it was big dogs, woofing and barking, going crazy. It was a good game, entertaining. Went side to side. I think even at the end, the Canes had an opportunity to steal it at the death. The Blues, great defense, but I think all round. You look at the way the Chiefs are playing. I know you're obviously big on the Chiefs, but when I looked at that game, the Canes Blues, I thought that was levels above that Chiefs performance. So I think those two are the standout for me, along with the Brumbies.
Well, I mean, I did say in our top 8, I put the Blues, then the Hurricanes. So whilst I'm, getting around the Chiefs, I'm saying they're strong, but I still got those two above.
We've had a few penalties come in the event that for the person that gets the least amount correct in the top 8.
Okay.
A few shoeies, a few, what is it when you...
I think shoeies are like mullets, like fuck them off.
Fair enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think
Fair
it
enough.
really dumbs down Australians. Like, just stop.
Stop doing mullets.
Mullets and shoeies.
Stop doing shoeies.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to cut from the Australian?
We'll get into what's doing.
Very good. Yes. So TJ Perinara continues to score tries. It's very easy. He's up to his 64th. And then, Harry Plummer, he kicked the penalty to bring them, 5th goal, 5 attempts to stretch the Blues lead to 4 points at the Blues. They march on. Should we pick it now? Who is going to win the Superb Rugby right now? Is it the Blues?
Oh. Yeah, I'm going to just go in on it. Yeah, Blues.
Reds.
Yep.
GITS.
Brumbies.
Seriously.
If
Okay.
I had to pick a New Zealand team,
Yep.
I would say I think the Blues.
Blues. Highlanders 32 defeated the Crusaders 29. Sever Reese, he earned a double.
Yeah.
Another cracking game over there.
Yeah, I mean, I said in that top 8 that I feel like the Crusaders will sneak their way in. I think there's still maybe a chance, but Highlanders had to bounce back. They're always tough to beat at home, but yeah, more of a watch this space with those two teams.
Yeah. So Crusaders are now in 11th, correct, Tommy? let me have a look here. I've actually got
How many points separates 8 and last? I think it's 5.
I did. Maybe Tommy, you printed the rundown before I put the... No, here it is here. Hold on. I have the ladder here. I can answer that question for you. So the Crusaders, so they're on 14 points, but the team coming 8th, the Drua, they're on 17 points. So it's not much for them to slide in.
Yeah.
But even the Tars are 12. Mathematically, they can still slide into that 8. Swoop, you had them in at 8th.
Mathematically, they're going to have to start playing 10s. They don't have the numbers.
Yeah.
Mate, that was tough. I know we'll get into that Tars game. But
Well, let's do it right now, because for me, I went to the game and it was a cracking game of water polo. I just thought...
Mate, didn't it come down in that second half?
When was the last time you saw Allianz Stadium?
Underwater.
Probably in the 80s.
Mate, unbelievable.
Amazing game. And the crowd genuinely thought the Waratahs were a chance, and we were up and about.
Yeah. Well, mate, to be fair, like in the position they're in, they had a crack. They had a genuine crack. They started really well, putting the Brumbies under a lot of pressure. Obviously, the Brumbies they're a class side. They did what they had to do in really trying conditions to pull away right at the end there. But I mean, it was hard to watch Harry Johnson-Holmes. Like I think you said on our group chat, like people's reactions when they know they've done something bad. Like he was getting tackled. He rolled over and he grabbed his sort of lower leg.
Grabbed his foot first.
Yeah, and then he was like, and then he was like almost like, I don't know, like something's happened. What is it? And then you saw him after a while. He got some assistance, and they got him up onto his feet, obviously on the good foot. Some people supporting him, and you could just hear over the effects mark him just going, "Fuck!" like 3 times. Like I think he's just come back from, or not just come back, but the start of this season came back from an Achilles injury, and you just know that those players in that moment know what they're looking at moving forward and how significant it is, and that was actually really quite hard to watch.
Is there a reason for it? You know, there's seasons where there seems to be, you know, there was a big period there where syndesmosis was the big thing because the grounds were too hard. Is there a reason why all these props are going down?
I mean, I don't think there'd be any one blanket reason, but the fact that there's, I think 7 of their contracted props are out, 4 of their contracted hookers are out. Like there's literally players now. I think the whole entire front row will have to be from Shoot Shield, if not Ponefo Armasili, who debuted for the Waratahs on the weekend on loan from the Rebels. But Teniela Tupou copped to HIA and went off in the Rebels-Reds game. So will they need Pone to go back to the Rebels this week to cover him? Who knows? Like it's a tough spot, and especially, you know, for Darren Coleman, we've spoken about it. You know, there's murmurs around his position and moving forward, and you're doing that with 11 of your starting front rowers out. It's tough.
13th straight win over the Tars for the Brumbies. GITS. The Tars just can't get it done against them, mate.
No, they're very easy to play, the Tars. They have been for the last 13 years. No, I thought it was good to see Len back. Obviously, it's not his first game back, but I think he's starting to find some form. Debussini playing 10, starting at 10. Yeah, I think I don't think it was a perfect performance, obviously, with the weather, the conditions, but they just found a way to get it done. They always look confident. I believe watching the game, it always seemed like they were pretty confident that they'd win the game. But on your point, Drew, talking about how many injuries they've got, the Tars, you can still see that they love DC and they're playing for him because of the effort and how hard they're trying. So I think, you know, obviously the injuries aren't great, but, you know, I still reckon they've got to stick by DC. He's doing some good things there. Obviously it's hard with the injuries, but as you touched on, Prof, the Brums getting it done, and they're my Aussie team.
Good news, boys, is lots of people watching our podcast. So I went out to the game and I was stopped by a number of people that made the stupid mistake of trying to talk tactical football with me.
Hold on.
And I didn't have a fucking clue.
So you went for a bit of a pub crawl around Paddington before you went down. Were you a full kit wanker wearing a KOKO shirt?
No.
You weren't?
No, I was going to. But I'm about, like, spreading the word.
Sure.
Not about being a full kit wanker. I didn't, but lots of people coming up and full-on conversations about Waratahs at the breakdown. I'm thinking, I didn't know they had a fucking problem with their car. I don't. But so if you do see me at a game, just come up,
Take it
say
easy.
g'day.
Yeah.
Say, are any of the other boys here that can chat some footy? If they're there with me, I'll point them out for you. And then we can all move on with our
No,
lives.
but you're educating yourself. It's good that you're going out, paying for a
Absolutely.
ticket, getting out to the game.
Mate, and to be honest, there was plenty of people there. I was blown away by how many Brumbies fans. And the Brumbies fans love wearing full kit. GITS, they go beanie, they go scarf, they go shirt, and then they have a crack at
Well,
you.
Canberra's not the most.
We love it.
Yeah, it's not known to be the.
No, but it's also
Oh,
wait up, Drew. Like, if I'm starting, let me finish. Yeah, you're talking about the kit. Yeah, we love the kit. It's beautiful. But on kit, I don't know whether this will get to the what's Drewing. Maybe it will, because I saw Drew kick off about it. But what about the Brums and the Tars? They're
yeah.
Is this your
flashing.
preview?
Got a bit of Preckham there, Goit. You're going a bit early.
Guys, sorry,
Maybe I should have
sorry,
stopped
son.
you before after you started.
Okay, that's a good tease,
Yeah,
though.
cut it out then.
We'll get it.
No, but I was going to say as well, Canberra's not known to be the fashion capital of Australia, so like, of course they're going to wear that kit.
You are such a wanker.
All right, finally, Force 48 defeated the Drua 10. Big result there. Ben Donaldson, amazing game. 23 points, perfect kicking display. And as we touched on, Kurtley Beale just sitting beside him. Has he made the difference in Donaldson's game?
I mean, you can't put it all down to Kurtley. I think
I've got it here. It's all Kurtley.
Yeah, okay. So, someone's put it all down to Kurtley.
Friend of the pod.
But what I mean, that's just. I think Dono's gone away and developed his game as well after the World Cup last year, and just his natural progression and development as a player. But I think when you hear Dono speak after the game when he gets the Man of the Match award, and the fact that he's paying kudos to Kurtley and the clarity he gives him through communication from the back and just the way he chimes in and that type of thing, I think it's definitely having an impact coming from Ben Donaldson's words himself, not from us guys that may have perceived bias. So that's something that these sort of older players, to our point earlier, can have. It's not necessarily just the impact they have with ball in hand or with their shoulders. It's the accumulative effect that they have with communication, with little things and subtleties throughout the week in terms of preparing them, telling them about different pictures they might see, and if in the event they see them, these are your options, those types of things. And I think even like there's a sleight of hand before. I mean, it's a small little thing, and most players probably could do it, but like putting Jeremy Williams down on the left edge where he made that break and then they scored that first try through Chase Titia. Those little things, putting it out in front, just that shift of ball, those little things that can perhaps be overlooked, again, have a huge impact on the performance of the side.
Well, Force, they sit at 9th. Swoop, they take on your mighty Tars. They're only 2 points behind the Drua, so they're on 15, Drua on 17. And they play the Waratahs this weekend. Could the Force sneak into the 8? Did any of you have the Force in your 8?
No, we didn't. No, there was no Force in the 8, but this game will determine whether or not one of these teams finish in the 8, I think. So I think the season's on the balance.
Yeah, see, the Force have the Waratahs at home, then they have the Reds away, and then they've got the Brumbies after that. So these next 3 games up against Australian teams, basically that's their season, right? Like they've got an opportunity, and we'll see. We'll see if they've got enough in them.
There's an interesting one, like the Drua. I mean, strong team, strong lineup, but it felt like they were really disconnected. I don't know whether it was the number of changes or was it the travel or...
Yeah.
I mean,
well, they spent a whole week in Perth this time because they felt like last year, I think they got there the day or the 2 days before. They didn't have enough time to acclimate and prepare themselves. So they went a week early. I don't know if that's what you can put it down to either, but I mean, at the same time,
well done to the Force.
Yeah,
though,
the Force were
Like,
great.
They played on top of the Drua. They saw that the opportunities there. They played a really good game of footy. I think that they're looking pretty good. Obviously, the impact of Simon Cron starting to have a really good influence on this team.
But if you can, go back and watch the post-game interviews with Simon Cron, just what he talks about in terms of where they're going, what their visions are in terms of their recruitment and the leadership stuff, and how he's instilling some of that sort of ownership and power into the players. Like he's an impressive guy, Simon.
Has he got a bit of the Les Kiss about him, has he?
Well, I think so. I think, whilst we're judging them on the now, but I think what he's doing is starting to prepare them to be, pardon the pun, a force in the future.
That was good. I like that. All right, hey, that was the Rugby Roundup. Gents, you know what's now?
What is it?
Tis the Super Sizzler. Let's do this, Hugo.
Super Sizzler, thanks to BeefEater.
Oh, great sting. Just a reminder, it is still great weather out there, everywhere except for Sydney, where it's a fucking shit show. If you are somewhere where it's not hammering down, get yourself a barbecue and watch some superb rugby. Big thanks to Appliances Online. They lined up BeefEater for us. You got the amazing barbecue over there. It's a four burner, is it? True?
Yeah. Let me have
Just
a check.
have a check. Is it 4 burners?
Oh, my knees.
Yeah,
it's 4 burners. I didn't actually have to lift it.
No, it just says it there.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bar fridge, which we enjoy every single week. All right, Super Sizzler. Who did I let go first last week? I think it was Goit, wasn't it? I think it might be your turn first this week, Swoop.
Is it?
Yeah, Super Sizzler.
Super Sizz. For me this week, someone who probably hasn't gotten the recognition that he deserves. I'm going to go from the Reds match, Jock Campbell.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Good one.
Yeah,
Good
I
one.
think I think he's been performing really well, and I think he's been able to link his wingers, and he's been a real asset in that back line. And you saw from his effort on the weekend, a really good example, I guess, if you're a young bloke learning the game, particularly in attack in open space, to carry the ball in 2 hands. I mean, his speed and timing around his swerve and the ability to keep the ball in 2 hands to keep the defenders guessing. I mean, he made it look extremely easy, which it wasn't. But that try on the weekend was a great effort. I'm going to give my little sizzler to him.
And has he got a...
Ask me if he's got one.
Has he got one?
No, he definitely hasn't.
Oh, guess what, Jock? 4 burner coming your way. Goit, you want to go next?
Yes, Ben Donaldson. We've already touched on him. I just think he, early on in the year, I thought he was carrying really well. Like, he looks like a strong carrier. He can pick off defenders really well. But the addition of Kurtley Beale, he just looks so certain now in his ball playing. So I just think he's controlling the game really well. He looks confident. Obviously, having that communication outside him that just makes his job so much easier. I think, obviously, from his interview afterwards, you can see how much he's enjoying playing with Kurtley Beale. So I'm going to give my Super Sizzler to Ben Dold.
Very good. Does Dono, has he got a... Do you know if he's got a...
He's got one, so we'll send it to Kurtley.
Fair enough, too.
I think we sent one to him 2 weeks ago.
To Dono?
To Kurtley.
To Kurtley. Yeah, Kurtley's definitely got one.
No, he gave it to Dono.
Oh, did he?
He's good like that. He's good like that.
Makes perfect sense. Biv?
Look, I was going to go with Jed Holloway. Played his 100th game for New South Wales. Huge achievement. We played with Jed back when he was sort of, in his early days. He went away to Japan, came back, and he's always been a guy with huge potential and maybe sometimes doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves. He just does the hard stuff, and he's a big athletic fella, and the longevity. He went away, came back, and was just a different sort of a player when he came back. And he was hurt a little bit after missing out on the World Cup squad last year, and I think he's been in some good form this year. But I'm not going to give it to him. Oh. I'm actually going to give it to the Mitchell clan. Gordon Mitchell, Zane Mitchell, Bronson Mitchell, and Legend Mitchell.
So, because you want us to send you a barbecue?
Yeah, I want a fucking barbecue, and my dad really wants one.
Okay. All right, let's send it to Gordon.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm just going to toss this up.
Okay.
Because I saw, can we roll this in actually, Hugo? Because Gordon Mitchell was my Super Sizzler.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because he's a young up and coming winger. If we can take a look at Gordon
in the white shorts.
Here he is. Here, look at this. Gordon with the line open. Here he is, and Gordon. No. But he's played it through and then through the legs.
That's my brother Bronson there. He couldn't get over the line either, so he gave it off. But Dad spoke about it afterwards. He said, "Look, my legs just couldn't keep up with my upper body."
Here he is here as well. Tearaway ring. He reminds me of the junkyard dog.
Yeah.
Here he is here. Wow.
Look at this that's Campese-esque.
Oh, that was a good
and then he
send-off.
gets shot here. Boom.
There we go. Gordon Mitchell. I just wanted to ask you, and this is a serious question, should he be in the halfway Wallaby side, Gordon Mitchell? Because I think he'd slot him where Len Ikitau is. I mean, he's been there too long.
Yeah.
Should we do a Gordon Mitchell? Just do it. Should we?
I actually think,
also Lenny's from the Brumbies, so we can definitely take him out.
I think the Lancaster bomb, right? We haven't spoken about him much the last couple of weeks, and on the wing, I think it could be Gordon Mitchell.
You want to get rid of the... Here we go, Tommy. Gordon Mitchell on the wing, please.
Yep.
Yeah, the bomber's gone. It'd be good to see him make his debut. He's
wouldn't
been up and coming for many years. Many
68 of them.
68 of them. Just needs a shot. Just needs a chance.
One chance.
So he was actually my superb sizzler as well.
Oh, great. Oh, so he gets 2.
He gets 2, but they go to him and Zane, I believe.
Okay,
not
sure.
to you.
Yeah, right, okay.
Not to you.
Right.
Congratulations to the Mitchell clan. All right, hey. What's drewing? Have you got a what's drewing?
Yeah, I do have a what's drewing.
Let's roll. We got the best sting ever is the what's drewing sting. Roll it in.
What's drewing?
Fantastic. That's too good.
I haven't seen it.
Have you not seen it?
Nah, I don't watch it back.
It's really good.
Okay.
All right, go. What's drewing?
My what's drewing, Gits touched on it earlier, is just some of, and it wasn't just the weekend with the Waratahs versus the Brumbies, but there's been a few over the course of the superb rugby season, just unnecessary jersey clashes. And it wasn't just the jersey clash for me on the weekend and whilst I really like the designs, the culture around the Indigenous designs on both the Waratahs and the Brumbies, I just think there needs to be a bit more consultation in like the lead up to it in terms of saying, okay, this is our design. We're going to go predominantly, it should still be predominantly sky blue and predominantly the Brumbies away strip, because it wasn't just the jerseys, especially when it got wet, but they had dark blue shorts, both teams, dark blue socks. Like, consult, man.
I know. And they had the same haircuts on both sides. I was like, can't we do something?
It was tough. It was genuinely tough, especially on the wide shot.
Oh, mate, I was at the game and you had no idea. I was with you because we were on the WhatsApp and we were blowing up, saying way too close.
And so I did see on Twitter, I can't remember, maybe Brett McKay or someone was talking about it. There was consultation, but it was just basically a still image on like a digital image beforehand saying this is what we're wearing, this is what they're wearing. Like, okay, sure, they don't look that similar, but when you get 30 jerseys in and around each other with the same coloured shorts, the same coloured socks, like, come on.
I'm with you.
It's not bloody hard.
The other one was, now the Blues wore their heritage jersey, which was outstanding.
Yeah.
But then the Hurricanes wore their dark black jersey. So then it was the dark blue and the dark black. Hurricanes have bright yellow normally.
So again, the away strip is they wear the black instead of the yellow. But on that occasion, wear yellow. Yeah. Like I said it I said it during the game on Twitter. I said one of these two teams needs to pull Mighty Ducks and just change their jerseys at halftime.
Mate, and did you get any response from anybody?
I mean, a few people were just going, yeah, it's horrendous. It's like difficult to watch. But no one. But Emilio Estevez didn't reply.
He didn't.
He was busy.
At Amelia.
Yeah.
Swoop, your thoughts? Jersey's too close?
Very much too close. Much too much. But I actually thought you were going to go with a different what's drawing there.
What's that?
In the lead up to, because it's happened a couple of times during the season. The what's drawing for me was Jakey Gordon's quick or free tap or penalty tap where they play whatever set piece move it is next to the try line because they've opted for the tap. He touched the ball and got pulled up for it because the ball didn't move forward. I think that's the rule.
He tapped the top of the ball.
A genuine shithouse rule, whatever it is.
It is a shithouse rule, but it is the rule.
But
so
like,
the ref was right, but it is a shit rule. Yeah, I mean, the ball has to move, but it was also sitting in a foot of water, so it probably couldn't have moved.
Yeah, that's true.
It was bogged.
Yeah, I'm with you.
What's doing?
What's drewing?
Drewing?
Wonderful what's drewing.
Yeah.
And a wonderful segment, and it's building a bit of momentum.
It is.
Oh, you should see that. It's going viral.
Hey, there's a shirt.
Is it?
What's drewing? You could do that.
Holiday swoop.
What's drewing?
What's drewing?
And Gits?
And Gits going down the freeway in a white Bronco.
What happened there? I don't get it.
OJ Simpson. Broncos. You're in America. You know,
it's just tight, OJ.
It's too much there.
Yeah. All right. Let's. The last thing to discuss today, as we described in the intro, the Wallaroos. They had their first international hit out with Joanne Yap as the coach. Unfortunately, they went down to Canada, 33-14. I watched this and I just felt like they got out muscled. They were a lot more physical, the Canadians.
A well-drilled team, the Canadians.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously well-coached, but it looked like they had, almost a year's prep going into that match. I mean, they were quite accurate, they're clinical, they're physical, scored some really good tries.
Yeah. I think we'll see a big improvement in the Wallaroos game coming up this week. I think they only had 4 training sessions beforehand with the new coach, Joanne Yap, and a lot of new debutants and new people within the squad. I think in some ways it'll almost, I'm not going to talk about results, but it'll mirror what we see with the Wallabies, because Joe Schmidt will only get the Wallabies for a week before their first test against the Wales. And I think what we'll see with the two international sides, the Wallaroos and Wallabies, is that they'll then sort of build into their campaigns once they get a bit more time in camp. They start to build on combinations and cohesion. And so whilst it was a disappointing scoreline for the girls, I think there'll be a marked improvement in this upcoming
Tough
game.
conditions.
Yeah.
You know, the start and I guess test those kind of new combinations and the girls will be right.
Absolutely. We play the USA. This Friday.
Who got smoked by New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are other 4 teams in the Pacific 4 Championship. So obviously us, Canada, America, and New Zealand. I do feel like there is a bit of a gap between 3 and then America. I'm hoping that's the case this coming week, because that obviously the top 3 teams, they get into the World Cup automatically. So hopefully, for us, winning that game this week will mean that we solidify that spot.
And we yap it in.
Yeah. Yes. Yap it in. Yep.
Yap
We'll
it
work on
do.
Yep. We will work on that. Hey, gentlemen, we have come to the end of this wonderful show. It's going to be a shit of an edit for Hugo. Good luck with that. But it was a wonderful show. Big guests.
You're not going to be with us next week.
That's right. Well, no, I'm going to try my best.
Yeah, no. But you're going to, in person.
I'm not going to be
Are you going to dial in from Positano?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
No, you've got to lock it in.
Let's just discuss the times first and how that...
It'll be about 6 a.m. or something.
I can do that.
Welcome to my world, Swoop. Timings and...
it'll be interesting. So how are we going to run this? Like, are you two blokes going to operate this couch?
Yeah, maybe. We might dress up a pillow as you again.
Yeah,
you were great when you were the
You'll
pillow.
get more out of him. But
I guess, we might sit on the 2 here and then we'll have the 2 boys on the screens, I guess.
But you've got to dial in.
Did I say I wasn't?
Oh, you just sound a little bit like it could or couldn't happen. It may or may not.
So here we go.
Commit, mate.
I'm in, mate.
Okay, good.
Okay, there you go. Adam Ashley Cooper live from Positano next week. Make sure you tune in for Holiday Swoop, because I reckon at 6 a.m. he might be getting home. Hey? What do you reckon? What day of the tour is that? Because obviously there's the first 3 or 4 days Holiday Swoop.
Maybe about 4th.
Oh yeah, you'll be
Sunday,
cooking by then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He'll be right.
Very good. All right, that was the show. Socials. Swoop, why don't you do it to finish? Where can they find us, mate?
Everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. But if you want to tune into X, Twitter, Instagram, and OnlyFans, Hinge, all that stuff, it's kickoffs, kick-ons. But if you fancy YouTube and you actually want to watch the blokes, it's kickoffs and kick-ons. Very good. That's where you can find us. I think we're up to about 18,000 likes and follows, so that's fantastic. Just a reminder, if you want to buy some merch, it'll be at the bottom of the screen now, www.budgiesmuggler.com/au. That's the spot to find it. We'll be back next week. Do we have a superstar guest lined up for next week that we can tease? Are we
nothing locked in at this point?
No, we're working on a couple.
But yeah, do we go another 2 time?
Mate, we should become kickoffs and kick-ons /2 times. Oh, because that's where they come.
Yeah,
to talk. Okay, good stuff. That was kickoffs and kick-ons. All that's left to Drew. Yeah, is this. Cuckoo!
I was like, what have I got to do?
Yeah.
Thanks. Peace. G'day. Please, if you like the show, show us you liked it by pressing like and subscribe so we can exist, because we don't have any more money. We need your support. And make sure you check out our other videos.